Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there's a Hanged Man. Interesting. All right. Well, we had this one card that flew out, and now it remained face down. So I'm thinking we use that as the mystery card. We'll put our alien friend Simon right there on top. And now what we'll do is we'll put this Hanged Man into some context. Interesting. Ooh, Tower. And well, there is our obligatory constant Cancer energy. It is always with your, always with that shadow self, right? And this is, I feel like this is really a good sign. We always, I try not to speak in such absolute terms, but we just about always get that Cancer energy in the Capricorn readings. You know, I just did a Cancer reading. Guess who showed up in the Cancer reading? Yeah, Capricorn. The devil energy. So I feel like you really are trying to integrate the kind of the opposite side of your being, of your soul, right? The shadow, the unconscious, whatever you want to call it, the kind of the nighttime consciousness. And I feel like maybe it is the Cancer energy is so constant in your life because I feel like Spirit is trying to get you to focus on that unconscious communication. What's going on in your dreams lately? What's going on in your daydreams, your night dreams? What's going on with the kind of the unexpected emotions or affects, the kind of the behaviors that you do, that you get into in a kind of unconscious way, right? Because those are all messages from that shadow energy. Well, what's going on right now? Let's take a look. We have major. A lot of majors right here. This is really, I think the Hanged Man is trying to prepare us for a very huge shift that's taking place in your life. Though the way I kind of see it, because of this 4 and then a 5 over here, we have change and stability. We have solid. We have moving, we have motion, right? We have stationary and we have movement. I think what's going on is there are some growing pains taking place right now. Hanged Man, 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords, not very good. It's some growing pains. I think what's going on is as we take that 4 of Pentacles energy and things start to shift, we may feel a kind of a disruption in our internal world, in our spirit, in our soul. Might be some growing pains, right? As our life starts to really unfold before us, as we continue this work of integrating that shadow, of learning what these messages are from the unconscious or from the shadow side or from spirit, we are enduring these changes that are kind of happening on their own time. Right, we're being asked to trust in the universe. The Hanged Man's kind of the card of the trust fall, right? It's kind of just falling backwards and trusting that the universe will catch you. And I think it is. And well, I mean, literally, we're falling into the arms of the priestess. So we are trusting, even though it seems chaotic, it seems there's a lot of growing pains. It seems like there's this tower event. It's like a teacup that is shattering in slow motion for years and years and years, maybe, right? It's not as abrupt as a tower moment could be, but it's a cosmic time frame here. It's not relatively. It may feel like it's taking a long, long time for this process. And it may be uncomfortable. There may be these growing pains as we shift to some of these other energies. But we're trusting in the process. We're leaving it to the divine. We're trusting in spirit. We're trusting in our own soul, our own self, higher self, true self, God, goddess, deity, guardian angels, spirit guides, universal mind, universal energy, the absolute, whatever we believe. We're trust falling with the universe, right? That doesn't mean that it's going to feel good. The Nine of Swords, this definitely does not feel good. We wish that it would hurry up. Here's the Eight of Wands in the future. This is where we're looking at it. We're looking at it like, can we please hurry this process along? I feel like we're working our way toward both changes in the environment, so there's some kind of a growth in the environment from 4 to 5. Things are changing around us physically with our job, maybe career, our family, our health. We're trying to really grow and expand. We're making progress. Things are changing. But maybe that is a slow process too, and it feels like it's such a grinding of gears rather than a smooth flow, right? So I feel a little bit of anxiety is coming on. We're starting to we want to at least see the picture, right? Right now it just seems like a lot of chaotic just paint being thrown around everywhere. We can't see the picture. We can't see the beauty of it yet, but we're looking for it, okay? We're peering through the crystal trying to see this a vision of what this future is. It's part of this trust. These changes that are taking place may seem like they are disruptive or destructive, but we're trusting in the process, okay? Which is difficult because you're coming from a place of stability already. You know, this card is ruled by the sun in Capricorn. This is the good life that you have. This is the stability. But we know that this stability is not real. If there's no growth, there's no movement, this is an illusion. You can't have a 4 without a 5. You can't have a solid without some kind of motion involved in it. Otherwise, it's just kind of, it's stagnant, it's stationary, it's just sitting there. It needs to be rolling, right? Rolling stone gathers no moss. So we need this movement, and it may be painful. It may seem like it's being drawn out too long. We may not be able to see the real picture of it, but I guarantee that if we trust in the universe, if we open ourselves up to our dreams, our premonitions, our random seeming emotions and affects and behaviors, we'll start to put some pieces together. Maybe we'll start to paint a little bit of this rainbow. We'll see the different colors here. We have to be open to that. And that's, I think, the purpose of the Cancer energy in your reading right now is to say, look, you have to be open to this. Now, this is in the position of what we don't want. We maybe don't want to do that work. Maybe when we're in this kind of a position, this Hanged Man, Nine of Swords position, the last thing we want is to have to do more or endure more or, do this difficult work. But again, it's about trusting the process. Now, let's talk about this Two of Cups. I think maybe we had the Two of Cups in your last reading. I'm not sure. This is kind of part of our perception where we want to just connect in life. We want to find meaning with what we're doing. We want to find connection with the other people in our lives, with ourselves, with our activities, with our purpose, with our plans, we want to find meaning. Right? We want to connect with things that are significant. We want to feel like everything we're doing has a purpose to it. And it's hard to maybe see this when we're going through this Hanged Man, Nine of Swords type of energy. So we're trying to, this is kind of part of that trusting, we're trying to see that this is an act of love with the universe. This is not meant to be painful and destructive, and it's, you know, it's not just here to kind of torture you. This is a process that's leading to love, leading to growth, leading to expansion, leading to us becoming a more integrated version of ourselves. So maybe we don't know what came first. If this inner shift is happening first and then the kind of environment, or if the environment kind of happened first and through the change in our circumstances in life, we are feeling this kind of spiritual change as well. A spiritual fluctuation of this energy. Well, maybe the way to alleviate some of this Nine of Swords is to just embrace it, to allow this connection. This kind of almost look like mirrors, you know, like one's above the water, one's under the water, right? Is our reflection above and below, perhaps? Maybe this is our conscious kind of daytime consciousness, and this is our unconscious kind of, you know, the nighttime self. Maybe these are the dreams. Diurnal, nocturnal. Above and below, outer and inner. And this is the union, this is the connection that has to happen. That's the love that needs to go. We need to embrace that shadow side of ourselves. Yeah, we don't want to. It's difficult. But maybe that's the only way to try to heal some of this Nine of Swords energy that we're feeling, is to really embrace these two. Really unite them. It is a reflection of ourself. It is the unconscious counterpart, right? Look at that. That's a perfect mirror image. That's what we need to unite. And then I think we can get rid of some of these growing pains. I think some of the difficulty that we're experiencing in our life is because there was a disconnect between inner and outer, between conscious and unconscious, between personality and higher self, perhaps. We want things to hurry up, though. We want the circumstances to finally get back to this stable place, right? Maybe as things go more to a 5, we start to feel this kind of the grinding of the gears a little bit more. We're looking for things to kind of get back to this stable spot. It's like this is some Capricorn energy. This is the sun in Capricorn. Consciously, in your mind, in your heart, in your personality, we're trying to make progress in life. We're trying to climb the mountain. It's a real push, and then it's a rest. It's a camp, right? It's a base camp. This kind of looks like a camp. Then it's a push, and then it's a rest. Maybe you're in this phase of push right now, and things are changing. It feels kind of like a tower moment, feels kind of Nine of Swords. I hope that we reach the next camp soon. Right? It's grueling. You're sore and tired. You feel like you can't really go on. Trust in the universe a little bit. We're almost at the next camp. Okay? The next resting place. So there's something going on in your physical environment as far as maybe career, maybe the family situation's changing. Maybe you're making the next push in terms of your health and fitness, or just in terms of your business or your career, your artistic creations, your spiritual work. But there's an outer component to it, as well as the inner component. And the inner component, of course, is these major arcana, the spiritual energy. And then the outer component is just literally the push. We're hoping that can we walk a little faster, and can we get back to base camp? Because I feel like the environment right now is really unstable, right? We've been maybe walking for a long time. Okay. Now, what's at the end of the path of the serpent is this water energy. This Prince of Cups. It's air and water. I think this is us trying to, at the end of the day, once we get to that base camp again, to make sense of this. We kind of have to recapitulate this spiritual experience. It's difficult to do right now when we're kind of in this growing pain, Nine of Swords tower kind of feeling. It's hard to really understand it in the moment. You're not really in the mood to just kind of think and contemplate and assimilate the energy. We wait till after. Let's get to the base camp. Right? And then you can try to understand all of this water energy here. Then we can try to understand what this process is and what's happening to us, what this big shift is. Okay. So I kind of feel like this, maybe we're here now, maybe we're in this Four of Pentacles now. And maybe this a shift is coming. These growing pains are coming. And maybe this is kind of a bit of a warning where it's saying, hey, look, things are going to get a little bit rough. Things are going to get a little bit more painful before they get better. Things are changing as you make progress. You're going to be experiencing some growing pains. Hopefully this leg of the journey won't take too long. And we'll get back to camp. We'll get to the next camp, let's say. So it could be that this is a warning of what's kind of coming in your life, that this is a lot of progress, but we have to do this difficult walk. It's going to be kind of a long walk. It's going to be grueling. The terrain is going to get a little bit rougher, maybe a little more steep. Keep climbing, right? Keep climbing. And when we get to that next base camp, use that night or two rest to assimilate the energy, to really let the experience sink in before you start the next long walk, the next long hike up the mountain. Okay. I want to look at that mystery card because that card really wanted to be heard. Thank you, Alien, for your assistance. I wonder if this is going to be some more stable earth energy, maybe a Six of Pentacles, maybe a Nine of Pentacles, something like that I think would be good. But maybe some water energy, maybe the Six of Swords is what we need to show that we are understanding, we are kind of in harmony with this experience. We've recuperated from it, and we've assimilated it. We've integrated it. Let's see what we have. Oh, even better. A Nine of Cups. We realize, I think, that this is all part of our journey. That while this is difficult, at the same time, it is our purpose. It is joyous and blissful. We are pursuing our happiness. We are following our bliss. Even if right now, we're in this kind of really painful, I just want it to end kind of mode. This is like when you're at the gym, you're making gains, you're really doing what makes you happy. You love being in the gym, you love, working out. But when you're lifting to failure, it's that last push where you just want to give up and it's too much, right? You're sore, it hurts. But at the end of the day, as you reflect upon the experience, you realize that, yes, this is exactly where I need to be. So this is really wonderful. I like the Nine of Cups as our confirmation card. This puts a new perspective on what's going on here. This is all part of the plan, right? This is exactly where you need to be. One thing I do want to do before we move into the extended, I want to just consult the I-Ching briefly. We'll just do one hexagram from the I-Ching. Now, these cards contain the 64 hexagrams, which encapsulate the wisdom of the ancient Chinese sages and their connection with spirit or with source. And this is not the traditional way of casting a hexagram, but we are going to do it anyway. I just want to see what comes out, if there's anything that might apply to our situation or give us a little piece of parting advice to help us through it. We have 51, shock. Yeah, The shock really is the tower. It's a shock. Creating success. Shock comes. Fear, terror, laughing words, shrieking and yelling. Shock spreads fears for 100 miles. Someone does not lose the sacred ladle and libation. I love that. In all of this, in this growing pain, in this shock, this pain, this difficulty, we're not losing the sense of our purpose, right? We don't lose the sacred ladle and libation, the water energy, right? And it may really come, the shock brings fear, brings terror. We don't know whether to laugh or to cry, right? When we're in this period of growth, of movement here. But you do not lose the sacred ladle and libation. You don't lose connection with the purpose, with the why, with the understanding that this is what is meant for you, right? It doesn't disturb us in our spirit. We don't shake, we don't falter, we don't flinch, right? The hexagram text on the back, it says, shock stirs and shakes you up, spreading fear and hysteria. Suddenly everyone is reacting to their own strong emotions and those of others. Hold on to what you most value and keep it safe through the upheaval. Never lose your connection with the creative power that remains constant and true through the storms. Yes, this is what we're trying to do here. What must change and what will continue? I love that. The I-Ching never fails to connect with the readings. I'm going to start using those cards more. I think that they're very potent cards. And now, quickly, just one positive affirmation from the affirmation deck. The language of flowers. That's the one that wanted to be seen. The orange blossom. Enthusiasm. The best can be here. Believe it. Believe it. And that, to me, connects us with this kind of the trust fall, right, with the universe. Just believe it. Know that this is meant for you. Know that this is exactly where you need to be and that you are creating the best life for yourself, that you are pursuing your happiness and your bliss. This is beautiful. All of the cards seem to be saying the same thing, really, today. So I'm very happy with this energy. And we are going to do an extended reading, of course. If you would like to stick around for the extended Capricorn, just click on the link in the corner. Let me know if the link doesn't appear. There's been some glitches lately where the link isn't really showing up right there as it should be. New readings come out every day at 6 a.m. Chicago time. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell thing so you don't miss the next reading. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me read for you.